Marvel's Thunderbolts is out this week, and despite appearing like I know what I'm talking about with all things Marvel, you may as well call me Mike Ross, because I'm a fraud. I hardly know anything about these guys. I know a bit about the characters individually, but as a team, nada. All I know is they are basically Marvel's version of the Suicide Squad. I really hope there's some sort of joke about that in the movie, you know.
What, we some kind of Suicide Squad?
I mean, technically, DC does exist in the MCU.
Who the hell are you?
I'm Karun, Kingo's valet.
Oh, valet. Like Alfred in Batman.
That's Superman. Dad, that's Superman.
Jack, it's really funny, Jack.
No,
that is
no,
definitely not
he
Superman.
He is Superman. I saw him on TV. You were with the cape and you were shooting laser beams out of your eye.
Can I call you Clark? Is that what you go by now? Because, you know,
He called me worse.
So I thought, let's learn together by doing a quiz all about the Thunderbirds team. All about the Thunderbolts team. And after each answer, whether we get it right or not, I'll explain some of the comics lore and the MCU history of the characters so that when you go and watch the movie in the cinema, you know everything you need to know. If you're a big fan, you can test yourself, and if you're like me and don't know much about these guys, you can learn a bit more about them before you see the movie, so
I see this as an absolute win.
let's get into it. So I found this quiz on a random website called proprofs.com, or pro-sake you could call it instead. And I've linked it in the description below if you want to play at the same time as me. Drop a like and subscribe while you're down there too. Be rude not to, right? Don't click the subscribe button if you've already subscribed, because it will just unsubscribe you, Nan. Okay? You don't need to keep pressing the subscribe button on every video, I keep telling you. It just keeps you in this vicious cycle of subscribing and unsubscribing. It's like having an ex who just keeps blocking and unblocking you every other day. Gertrude, if you're watching, just stop. Let me go. It's not healthy. Anyway, sorry for yapping so much. Let's start the quiz. Question 1. Whose comic did the Thunderbolts first appear in? The Avengers, Hulk, Captain America, or Iron Man? I feel like it could be any of them, to be honest, but I'm going to go with Cap, purely because of John Walker and Bucky's connection. Seems the safest bet. Or not. Hey, this is your history professor, Mr. Ryan here. Let's see why we got that wrong, shall we? No, this doesn't fit me. It's my mum's coat. Look at this. This is ridiculous, but I'm committed to the bit. I want it to look a bit more, you know, something tweed-like. I don't know. I feel like Ted in that How I Met Your Mother episode where he doesn't know what type of teacher to be.
I still hadn't decided what kind of professor I wanted to be. Authoritative or cool guy. I thought I would decide in the moment, and I did. About 20 times.
Good morning. Sup, dudes? Silence! I am Professor Mosby, but you can call me Ted. Professor Mosby. T-Dog. Do not call me T-Dog.
Silence! Lesson 1. The Thunderbolts were first presented, both to the readers and to the Marvel Universe, in The Incredible Hulk issue 449 in January 1997. Hey! That's when I was born. Written by Peter David with art by Mike Deodato Jr. Your homework is to find out how to say that surname right. As a team of flamboyant new heroes who stepped up to fill the gap left when the Avengers and Fantastic Four were declared dead after the events of the 1996 Onslaught crossover. So before question 2 of the quiz, I thought this would actually be the best opportunity to look at the individual members of the team and a little bit about their origin and their history within the MCU. This will probably take a couple of minutes, so if you just want to skip to question 2, timestamps below.
Yeah, hi everyone. So I'm adding this in after editing, and yeah, this part is actually like 80% of the video. But we will get back to the quiz, as you'll see from the timestamps that past me just mentioned. But we can't exactly call this one a quiz video unless we put an asterisk next to it, which would be kind of fitting.
So the Thunderbolts team consists of the Winter Soldier Bucky Barnes, Yelena Belova, the Red Guardian, Timu Captain America John Walker, Taskmaster, and Ghost. I don't think I need to say much about the Winter Soldier. I feel like he's been around long enough in the movies and shows for you to be familiar enough with him. Maybe unlike some of the other members, such as David Harbour's character of Red Guardian. His only MCU appearance so far was in Black Widow as the adoptive father of Natasha Romanoff and Yelena, who we will get to in a moment, class. Red Guardian's real name is Alexei Shostakov. He's essentially the Soviet version of Captain America, thanks to the Soviet armed forces attempting to recreate the super soldier serum that gave Cap his powers. He just isn't as skilled as Captain America and joked a lot in the Black Widow movie about how much he wanted the rematch with him.
There he is. Captain America. Finally, the Red Guardian's time. Let's go! I grab hold of his shield. Face to face. It's a test of strength. Anyway, this shield, that he carries with him like a precious baby blanket, I use it to my advantage. I take it, I push him out the window. I make my escape. Huh? What year was this? I don't know. Like 83, 84. Captain America was still frozen in ice then. Why are you calling me a liar? Did he talk to you about me?
What?
Did he talk to you about me? Trading more stories.
Who? What are you talking about?
Captain America. My great adversary in this theater of geopolitical conflict. Not so much a nemesis, more like a contemporary, co-equal. I always thought there was a great deal of mutual respect.
Wait, you haven't seen either one of us in 20 years and you're going to ask me about you?
And as I just mentioned, his adopted daughter Yelena was first introduced in the Black Widow movie played by Florence Pugh. Her abilities are very much the same as Black Widow, having both been a product of the Black Widow program, also known as the Red Room, which she actually helped Natasha destroy in that movie. She then next appeared in the Hawkeye series attempting to kill Clint Barton, who she blamed for Natasha's death in Endgame. Thanks in part to some manipulation from this woman, who we will come back to in a moment, class.
Who are you?
Our next member is John Walker, the Temu Captain America that I mentioned before. Played by Kurt Russell's son Wyatt, he was an integral part of the Falcon and Winter Soldier Disney Plus show. His character's journey in the show was very similar to how it goes in the comics. The US government chose him to replace Steve Rogers as Captain America. He struggles to live up to the role and collapses under the pressure, leading him down a much darker path. His biggest moment in the show was when he brutally decapitates a flag smasher in public and gets fired for being more like a reckless Hulk than Cap. Can't really move my arm. Yeah. We last saw him at the end of the show also with this mysterious purple-haired woman who gives him a new black and red suit and the title of US agent.
We're not going to need a Captain America. We're going to need a US agent.
Just like the comics. Next up, we got Taskmaster, not the Greg Davies panel show. Taskmaster's real name is Tony Masters. It's always less intimidating when you find out it's just some bloke named Tony, isn't it? And he's a villain who first appeared in the Avengers issue 195 back in May 1980. His powers include photographic reflexes that allow him to mimic any fighting style, but this gives him issues with his long-term and short-term memory, just like you, Nan. He is normally portrayed as a hired mercenary for crime gangs as a training instructor. Just like you, Nan. He's been a villain for the likes of Captain America, Ant-Man, and Spider-Man. The reason I talk about his comic book history here is because in the MCU, Taskmaster's story is completely different. Also debuting in the Black Widow movie, Taskmaster is actually revealed to be Antonia Dreykov, the daughter of the Red Room's leader, who was brainwashed and used as an assassin after a failed assassination attempt by Black Widow. She also has photographic reflexes, but in the MCU, they come from technology implanted in her suit. So Taskmaster's most important trait is still their ability to mimic any fighting style that they come up against. The next member of the team was also a male in the comics, but is actually a female in the MCU, Ghost. Real name Ava Starr, can do exactly that, be a ghost. She can phase through solid objects like walls and be invisible at times.
What?
In the MCU, we saw her in Ant-Man and the Wasp, and her story revolved around her powers being unstable. She received her powers after an accident involving quantum energy killed her parents and left her molecules in a constant state of instability. She worked with Lawrence Fishburne's character Bill to find a way to stabilize her powers. One of the key moments in the entire MCU is of course Ant-Man being stuck in the quantum realm, as this leads to him returning to the world 5 years later in Endgame and being the key to their discovery of time travel to undo Thanos' snap. Well, the reason he was actually even in the quantum realm in the first place was to get quantum healing particles to help Ghost stabilize her condition.
Okay, healing particle secured for our new ghost friend.
The final member is the guy hiding in the back here, and there's good reason for that. All we know about this guy is that he's called Bob. Okay, so this bit's going to be kind of spoilery maybe, so again, timestamps are below if you want to skip to question 3. Bob is actually the character Sentry, real name Robert Reynolds, one of the most powerful superheroes in the Marvel Universe, so much so that he is often compared to Superman.
That's Superman!
He wields the power of 1 million exploding suns, granting him extraordinary abilities such as immense strength, speed, durability, flight, energy projection, and rapid regeneration. It's quite a catch.
He's just like me!
Additionally, he can manipulate matter at a molecular level.
What can't you do?
Sentry first appeared in Sentry issue 1 in the year 2000. He was introduced as a forgotten hero, erased from the collective memory of the Marvel Universe. Kind of like Peter Parker's situation in the MCU right now.
I've got
Oh, sorry to bring that up, mate. Sorry. He gained his powers after ingesting a mysterious serum which transformed him into the Sentry. However, his immense power comes at a cost. It also unleashes his dark alter ego known as the Void. Therefore, we got a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde situation going on here. Move. Over the course of the comic history, he's been part of both the Avengers and the Dark Avengers, constantly grappling with his dual identity and the weight of his powers. They have deliberately kept his character vague in the trailers for the movie, but expect him to be a very big character, likely in the whole MCU going forward, and as the main villain in this movie. So finally, class, who is this mysterious woman? The Thunderbolts group is brought together by Valentine Allegra de Fontaine, the mysterious purple-haired woman. She first popped up in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, attempting to recruit John Walker after his failed attempt at being the new Cap. She then appears again in the post-credit scene of Black Widow to recruit Yelena. She's then revealed to be the new director of the CIA when she appears in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Wakanda Forever! Now, we don't know exactly what her motives are, and her comic book past sees her blurring the lines between good guy and bad. But basically in the MCU, just think of her as the Thunderbolts equivalent to Nick Fury, or what Amanda Waller was to the Suicide Squad. She's kind of like Thanos, another purple person collecting stuff, but instead of collecting Infinity Stones, she's collecting morally ambiguous people. Oh god, nearly had me eye out. Oh shoot, the quiz tells you. Oh yeah, remember we're doing a quiz, by the way. The quiz tells you the percentage of people who got the question right. This is like the Telltale game when you can see how many other people made the same despicable choice you did.
So what choices did you make on the Walking Dead game? Me.
29% got this one correct. My people. That's not good enough, class. Which of these vehicles is used by the Thunderbolts? The Quinjet, the Boltjet, the Thunderjet, or the Bell X-1? Okay, so the Bell X-1 would be amazing. Alright kids, listen up. The Bell X-1 was a rocket engine powered aircraft built in 1945 and became famous for achieving a speed of nearly 1,000 miles per hour or 1,600 kilometers, breaking the speed of sound when piloted by Chuck Yeager in 1947.
Thought you ought to know.
The Quinjet is a shield thing, I think. Boltjet is just what Bolt the dog uses, obviously. Thunderjet feels very on the nose, but this was the comic books, don't forget, so I'm going to go along with that. The Thunderjet was used by the Thunderbolts to reach Doctor Doom's castle in the mountains in Thunderbolts issue number 4 back in June 1997. Oh, this is ridiculous. Ridiculous, constantly changing. 60% if you got that right.
Not good enough. Not good enough!
Hey, so it's normal me. We're skipping a few questions here because for some reason in this Thunderbolts quiz, some of the questions have nothing to do with the Thunderbolts. For example, while the team is stuck in traffic, Deadpool leaves to get tacos, pizza, chimichangas, or pancakes. Pizza, probably. I don't know. Uh-oh. Well, that was right, and the reason given. The given question states that the team is stuck in traffic and Deadpool leaves to get something to eat. Out of the options provided, pizza seems like the most logical choice as it is popular and convenient fast food option that can easily be consumed while on the go. What's that got to do with anything you just made up then? It's not even like a canon comic event.
Pizza time.
Telling teacher me is detention for that. 29% of people got this right. Yeah, because it's a 1 out of 4 chance. The first Thunderbolts issue was released in 96, 97, 98 or 99. Earliest is probably always the best thing to go with comics. I'm going to go with 96. Oh my god, we literally just found out it was 96. In The Incredible Hulk issue 449 in January 1997. Hey, that's when I was born. We literally learned that earlier. It came out in January 1997, the same time I came out.
You're a fucking idiot.
Question 5 or 9, because this is getting very confusing. I skipped 8 again because it wasn't about Thunderbolts. Who was the first to form the Thunderbolts? Heinrich Zemo, Hilliard Zemo, Hobart Zemo, or Helmut Zemo? Actually do know this one. Uh-oh. Oh, come on, I know this one. Don't do that to me. In the comics, it was not purple-haired lady who formed the Thunderbolts, but Baron Zemo. As we mentioned earlier, there was a time when the Avengers and also the Fantastic Four were believed to be dead, and Zemo saw this as an opportunity. Aware that the world still needed superpowered protectors, he devised a plan to disguise the group known as the Masters of Evil as a new, independent team of superheroes, claiming to be inspired by the Avengers' legacy. He did this under the alias of an American patriot called Citizen V. By earning the public's trust, Zemo aimed to persuade S.H.I.E.L.D. to legitimize the group, granting him access to advanced technology and invaluable state secrets. This would also allow him to shield other supervillains from justice in return for their loyalty and tribute. Yes, you there.
Why then is Baron Zemo, who has appeared in the MCU in Captain America Civil War and the Falcon and Winter Soldier show, not in the Thunderbolts movie?
No question in the teacher. Well, the MCU version of Zemo is much more complex than that and varies a lot from his beliefs in the comics. In the comics, he is more of a straight-out villain, unlike in the MCU. The comic Zemo was a Nazi who believed in things like racial supremacy and aligned himself with the likes of Hydra, whereas MCU Zemo's beliefs are more focused on being anti-superpower people because he blames the Avengers for the destruction of his home country of Sokovia. In fact, we see his hate for Hydra in his first appearance in Civil War.
Hydra deserves its place on the ash heap, so your death would not bother me.
And later on in that movie, we see him murder a bunch of potential super soldiers.
They died in their sleep. Did you really think I wanted more of you?
In Falcon and the Winter Soldier, he even destroys super soldier serum when given the chance. So naturally, unlike his comic book counterpart, he would have no interest in forming or being involved with the superhero team. Alright, you little shit, that suit ya? Question 6 out of 10 or something in this quiz. You know what's happening, right? It's the last question anyway. Oh, I'm still dressed as the teacher. Blimey. What is the genre of the Thunderbolts? Comic, sci-fi, action, or drama?
What the hell?
The genre of Thunderbolts is comic because it is a comic book series that was first published by Marvel Comics. Great, you have completed the quiz. Okay, look, our score doesn't really mean anything because we skipped half the quiz. Also, I don't like this layout. It's looking like a bad credit score on Experian. Too real. But if you do want to see what the other questions were, check out the quiz for yourself. Like I said, it's down there in the description below. Let me know what you think of the Thunderbolts movie. Try and keep it spoiler free in the comments, or at least warn of a spoiler if you can. But drop a comment. Let me know what you thought of the video and the movie. Let me know your quiz score too, especially if you went and played the full thing. Did you get the pizza question right? Also, one more thing I really quickly want to talk about.
One more thing!
Is people asking why, oh why, is there an asterisk at the end of the Thunderbolts title? All I'm going to say is, wait and see. The movie will explain that. You'll see. That was my mysterious moment.
Mysterious girl.
Whoa. Take care of yourselves, mates. Don't let the old bastards in life grind you down. The begrudges. And I'll see you in the next one.
I don't believe in destiny. I just do what's best for me. Don't listen to my enemies. They're just full of jealousy. Yeah, this legacy. You gon' see what's left of me. You gon' see success in me. You ain't seen the rest of me. I just wanna be the best at what I know. Better than the rest, just watch me grow. Put me to the test and watch me go. This is my quest, I'ma make it known. They call me obsessive, oh I know. Call me selective with my notes.
Thunderbolts are go. I mean Thunderbolts.